Hi everyone, it's been a minute, so I thought I'd do a little video and talk about our latest release and what other things we've been up to. So to send off a crappy year because of that corona thing, if you've heard of that, no gigs, no travel. For bands at least, it's really been the year of releasing music. Can't gig, stuck inside all day. What better to do than to write and release some music? It's probably been pretty therapeutic for some and maybe a bit of a relief to be able to sit down and write music, usually without pressures of touring, gigs, and some not even having to work. A lot of free time to comfortably write and get creative with your music. And Nucleus did exactly that. We spent lockdown writing and releasing music and trying to be as DIY as possible. I even shot music in my bathroom while being in lockdown. We've been recording it all ourselves and doing artwork and just everything that we can get by doing ourselves to minimise costs and improve efficiency. Because it was such a painful year, we wanted to send off the year with one more release, just to squeeze in before the year was out. So we decided to work on a part 2 continuation of a song from our 2019 EP, Our Emotion. The song we wanted to rehash was Fade Out. It was actually the last track off that EP and it was called Fade Out, and stat-wise it didn't fare very well at all. We didn't know why. Maybe it was a crappy song, but I put it down to my poor vocal performance, and I really wanted to re-release it with a retracked vocal performance from myself and hoped that that gave it a new lease on life and maybe gave it the chance to have the attention that we thought it deserved. So we set out with the goal for me to retrack all the vocals and basically do a re-release, not touching anything else, just fresh vocal performance. But somewhere along the line we got off track and started tweaking little bits here and there until all of a sudden we were adding new riffs, changing structure, and it got way out of hand. It got to a point where it was so far from the original that we couldn't even call it a re-release. We'd really opened up a can of worms and we're too far gone to Control Z all our changes and set it back to just me redoing the vocals. So we decided, with this far gone, we might as well just make it a part 2 continuation type thing and release it as that. In the end though, the main thing that stayed true to the original was the chorus, the guitars. Most of the instruments are all doing the same thing. The only real change was the vocal melody. The lyrics stayed true pretty much throughout the entire song. Mainly in the chorus was the closest thing to the original. By the end it had taken on a life of its own, so we decided to call it Faded. I called it Faded because to me that seems like a past tense. If something were to fade out, it would then be faded, if it was like a set of jeans. I'm no English major though, but yeah, everyone even asked, is faded even a word? And I replied with, probably not. It's actually quite funny, my English skills are pretty poor to the point where a guitarist, Max, still spell checks my lyrics and makes sure that anything I'm posting doesn't have any grammar errors. And that's embarrassing because English isn't actually his first language, so that rubs salt in. Overall though, the lyrics in the original and the continuation are about an inward struggle and a fight against moving on to something, having a fresh start, and just trying to have the power to take that step forward. Production wise for this track, we decided to cut some costs because we're all pretty broke, so I decided that I'd put my hand up to mix it. And by no means is it to the standard of our previous releases, but it was free, so hopefully it's tolerable and understand that we saved some money, and I promised the guys that the next one will be better, if they let me do the next one. To further save money, I even attempted to do the artwork, and I usually do the artwork for us, merely for cost reasons, not because I'm some Da Vinci or anything. I can just throw a few filters on some stuff in Photoshop, as I'm sure anyone can. And for this one, it was a real cheeky one. It's just our emblem, our logo, the N for the band name Nucleus, which is the band that we're talking about. The running theme that we had for our previous releases in 2019, or right towards the 2020 mark, was that all of our covers were blue. Our Emotion, Eclipse, Mindsmear and Pretend Peasants were all a theme of blue, and that was for different reasons that you can see mentioned in previous videos. But to start 2021, I thought we would transition into a red album cover art theme. So this covers a bit of a mix of blue and red. The red's starting to spit through, and that's because 2021 we're gonna be cooking. It's gonna be hot. Geordie, our guitarist, is a chef, and that's why he's in the band, and 2021 is his moment to shine. Overall, we've had good feedback on the release so far. It's still early days, but there's only been a few people sort of mentioning that it's a bit too soft for their liking, but that was sort of our goal, to release something that would get everyone guessing and catch everyone off guard and show everyone that we can do other stuff and not just do riffs and breakdowns. So hopefully some people appreciate that. But we thought we'd keep everyone guessing again to really keep you on our toes and maybe make the next song our heaviest yet. And I mightn't do any singing in it. I might just do all brutes, and then everyone might say, well, that's a bit boring, it's just brutals and breakdowns, but we'll do whatever we want, I guess. But until then, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. You can keep up with videos that will be coming out in 2021. We'll continue our podcast in 2021, and we'll have new music coming your way in 2021. So thanks for listening. Peace out.